Hello and welcome. Right, yeah, I've done Neu-Minibrunn before, and I've never sort of thought of doing this. So this is a complete start from scratch. Yeah, and you can always tell when it is because you get this on the first run. So you know I've never been in here before. Let's take time down straight away. It's a beautiful map. It's got a few little surprises on it. Just want to take you straight to this as well, just in case it was any camera trickery. Yeah, you can see nothing. It's starting the first year. We've done absolutely nothing. So I thought, now I always do this. Where I give myself a bit of a chance. I never used to do that on FS19 because you'd got 500 grand that was your own. Now there's the loan as well. So it's really quite a challenge to actually do it the way that it used to be. But then I'm up to the challenge. I'm going to give this a shot where we don't have a 6 months to, uh, do anything, or we just literally have got to start now. Now, this requires quite a bit of effort to actually do this. Now, I did buy this field on the first run. I have a good mind to show you the progress of so this is us. We're going to start straight away, no faffing around what is in the sales, because obviously you know that I've not been in here before. We have a mulcher, the quad, which I really do love. I really do, but I suppose you can cheatingly use it as, yeah, you can. Oh well, let me do the attacher for some reason. Yeah, it will let you do the 3-point hitch, which is a bit cheeky, and the game lets you get away with it. There's not really a PTO, and it's got the trailer hitch as well. So why is that? Yeah, the side hitch as well. But yeah, they're all the same. I mean, I've done scanning with it, but you can see there's no electrics or anything, so it's really a little bit. For some reason, it's not letting me. Yeah, I think I'd stick to that as standard. It's not it's not really suitable for doing very much at all, but it's a beautiful bit of kit for riding around on, which I suppose we could use it for. We've also got a beta wrapper, but we've got nothing. So do we go for every single penny counts? The one thing you've got to do as well is in this, time is down. Right, yeah, let's show you my settings, and let's change this to what I would class my standard settings. It's on hard economy, and we're going to keep it on hard economy. We're not going to have that on at all. 1-day seasons, everything on, but I am going to stick the do it onto slow because it really doesn't do anything, and I'm going to put the fuel usage down to normal rather than fast. All of these are off as standard. I am going to put my maintenance costs down to what I have really honed down to be what I class as the fairest settings. The other thing is courseplay, which I usually forget, is to knock that down to nothing. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and then we're going to save it so that if anything ever went wrong, we've got a baseline. Right, smashing. So then, this is us. This is a cracking price, but it is a real grading. Also, the other thing is, this has that same. I've got Crop Destruction Plus on, and I thought it was that was playing with this. But TopAce888 has actually stuck the equivalent to where if you go over this with anything other than narrows, it's going to damage the grass. The thing is, look at the gradient on it, which means your tractor's got to be powerful and have narrows. Now that is not an easy combination, really, but there's only so many fields we can afford as a start from scratcher. I'd like to this time though, try to see what can we afford that's not going to cripple us. We still need to be able to afford. Obviously, prices are shocking; they really are. So the smaller, yeah, this is field 2. As you can see, there's a courseplay course there to what we finally did. That it is 55,000. It is good value, but it's a gradient. So I'm going to see if there's anything else. The one thing I look for on a start from scratch is a field where it's got a little bit of extra, either like 17, where you could take a bit off of it and make it into a farmyard, or like the one that I did choose, where you can see there's bits. Yeah, if I click on that, you'll see there's a bit of extra. Let me use this mouse. bit of extra there, and a little bit of extra there, where you can stick things without totally ruining your field. Now also 7 and 6 likewise, but they are dearer, and they're still got quite a gradient. Yeah, everything up there's got that hilly sort of thing. 14. It's not much dearer. No, it isn't really. It's not got any extra land. It's got the bonus that it's right next to the filling station, but it's a long way from the shop. Talking about that, how about field 18 is 107,000? Field 19, 90, 20, 88. That's not bad. Should we have a look at that? 88,000. So look, what about these ones? 51's the tiniest. That's 30,000. 73. These are bad fields. But as I said, really, that you can't always have everything. Yeah, though they are all. That's a bad patch of fields, that is. That's too expensive. That's a good bonus and not too far away. That's bad. 63, a terrible field, but it's got a bit that you could actually steal off of it. But it is bad. Would you really want to? Don't you want a bit of a chance so that you can actually buy these weird ones? Oh my life! Wow, that's a good one. Field 11 and 85,000. Is it flat though? It's on that plane. I tell you what we're going to do. I think this is probably, for a start from scratch, one of the most important decisions you'll make, because it makes or breaks your entire game. So let's just pop and see first of all what field 14 was like that we saw. Oh, we've gone into the... Yeah, let's have a look. So this is obviously, as you can see, not got much. It is fairly flat though. So if you wanted to steal this bit of an end off up to here, you could stick something, and it is fairly flat to this end. Also, you are quite close then to these other ones where I've actually been. Are we in the same place? Yeah, we are. See, 6 and 7 and 8 are all nice fields. Well, we're not that far away from 8. 8 was a lovely field. So, yeah, because these above us are pretty awful. Well, the 11's not bad. Nor is, so 13's. 13, in that case, would probably... Actually, what's the gradient on 13? Yeah, it's a bit uppy downy. Yeah, this of any, if you were going to borrow one to be the farmyard. Yeah, the one thing about start from scratch is it's a bit of a... You've got no farmyard, but I'm trying to get better at putting buildings in and from as early as I possibly can to make it, and then over the sessions to build the farmyard from nothing up to hopefully by the end something quite nice. That's a Horman shed. Have we got a farm down this end? Would this have been the natural farm, do you think? 28. Let's have a look. It looks like it to me. You don't get Hormans like that for... So do we go here? And perhaps this, I think we've stumbled across the proper farmyard. Wow, and it's not been destroyed on a start from scratch. That's quite nice. Wow, I think we have. I don't think it'll let me open the door because we don't own it. No, it won't. I didn't think it would. So how much is this? Because we could always... I know we did see it, but I didn't pay attention. It's 59,000. We could. I'm quite liking this now. We could in time then buy 28 because it's still got everything for 59,000 without, and probably buy 14, which is an awful field. Is there anything else? But I like this area. I'm liking that. Or do we go from scratch? Because I do like the challenge of that as well. Okay, well, in that case, let's visit this area and have a look at those fields in front of us to see our options. Because if we're going to do it from scratch, You need a fairly level field. Where now? These are the horrible ones. Yeah, they were. Including 51 was the one we were looking at. But these were not. It's just about. I think it was 20 that was. Oh, there's not a lot in it, is there? That is actually has got a little bit of. So that's sunflowers, which means it's going to be a very late harvest. We would have to allow leasing. It would have to be a possibility to do leasing on this for us to actually make, because it's going to be so tight, really tight. And if I make one mistake, I can literally hamstring myself for the entire Let's Play. It's one of those of such importance that you get this right. Even for buying the first tractor is so very important. So 2020 is quite close to the shop, which I like. 18 is a little bit pricey, but again, if this was going to be our clump, it would be possible to perhaps buy one of these horrible fields in time as the farmyard. Is that? What is that in front of it though? Let's go and have a look at the sawmill. No, you can't jump to that. We can that though. Yeah, I want to see what that land is. Is it an escarpment, or because sometimes it looks like everything's okay, and actually, yeah, I think it is. It's an escarpment. So we're separated by an escarpment, really. So this clump here, which is the ones in front of us, these are the fields we're thinking of going for. 18, 19, and 20, which border on. Do they cross over from? Yeah, I think again it's probably an escarpment. Let's put a bit of boost of speed on to just get through and see what this is. It is another escarpment. Yeah, is there a natural way to get up the escarpment though? Yeah, there's a road, but I don't really particularly like split farmyards. Decisions, because you do need a bit of a farmyard. Is there anything about buying any of the... No. Some maps you can get the chance to buy... Oh, you can. We can buy all of that type of escarpment for absolutely nothing. Well, that's... We could see... We are quite close. If we run right to the end of this, is there anything on the escarpment that is actually worth us like building? Or well, there is in a way. This is all part of the escarpment. We could sort of flatten and build, and even being as we own, I think this is the very land that we own. It is. There's a bit of logging. We could sort of claim this as a narrow farmyard, and to assist us in levelling the land, we could chop the trees down. Now then, what is the price of wood on this? Because I went on the Lost Corner the other day, and the price of wood was so poor that it was almost like giving the wood chips away. So what is it like on this map for wood chips in the winter? That's what I would like to see. Yeah, 540, that is about right. It's half the price. On normal economy, it's about £1,000 for a ton. So that's half price, which is exactly what. So that's standard prices then for a tough start from scratch. It is now we own this. We've been given a leg up by the map maker, by TopAce. So we have a bit of I think we're going to go for the hard. Yeah, no holes barred. So then, in that case, field 20, I believe, is now then. Yeah, we're going to have to. Field 20, I believe, was the 88,000 one. Yeah, it was. So we're going to buy... Are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah, I am. Right, fantastic. Now then, he says, which leaves us the grand total of 211,020. I am going to stick myself a generator because it all comes out the pot, and it is very... So I've got to be careful what I do. Now then, generators. One. No, I could do more if I wanted. Now, the one that is the best is the Laws. I can't see anywhere where that would actually go, but we do own the periphery, including up there. That's not too bad. Down there, we could stick a Lort in. It's going to take 30 grand. It's one of the best, but it is all coming out of the kitty. So there's no... Yeah, it is what it is, basically. It is a genuine generator. But in my opinion, this one, if you look at... It's $36,000, Mr. Smith. We need to sort that out per month. That, it doesn't alter. If you look at some of them, I don't know if they've changed it, though. They used to have 3 different amounts for basically what you've got. I think that looks like that's been done away with now, and that basically you get, yeah, I think I've taken the one that was a little bit super duper out. Yeah, I do like using that one by Bernie, but I find it's on the low side, but we need all the help we can get. This one, I think, is what I'm going to do, and it is obviously just as a wind generator. Can we do this? Yeah. Oh, we can. Ooh. Okay, 32,000. So that is our generator, which is over there. One and only, so we're seriously limiting our cash. So then, because that is true, we do need that. The generator will work, but we do need things like fertilizer spreaders, and we need scanners. Now, we've seen what's in the sales as really, I mean, even the quad bear, as good as it is, it's still not going to cut it for what we need to do. So we really need to pick a small tractor or a medium tractor that's got pretty much everything going for it, but is also exceptionally reasonable. Now, the entire Let's Play can hinge on the choice of your tractor. It's got to be reasonable. Gotta be. There's a few things that come to mind straight away. The Zeta for the 81 horsepower, front 3-button link, and also, but it is a little bit on the... It's not a heavy lift. It can have narrows. It's got everything going for it, which is why you will see that on many of my Let's Plays, because it is such a good start. Even though it's weak, I recognise that. Usually you've got to have a front loader. I think I've got a few. No, I don't think I've got the new farm all. Yeah, they're still very low though. I was thinking of the farmer. Is one, but it's a little bit dearer. Don't think the Fiat Rebuild can have a front loader. Ooh. It's also very slow, exceptionally slow, which is why I did take it out and I put it back in, because if it's one that you can, but if you're going to run around the map, it really is very painful. Now, the one I was thinking of is probably, I mean, there's also these by Sluich. I never know how to pronounce Sluich's name. Now, these are the ones I've had on Calmsden. Because I would go for that because it's the very cheapest. Can have a front loader, but it cannot have a front 3-point link. But because it can do that, you can also go for the attacher on the front. I can't remember if it has got narrows. I seem to think that was its weakness. Yeah. I think that was it. That was the thing, that you could never get narrows on it. So again, especially on this map, that's out. So that is a no. Now there are other ones by Grimlock. Now there's, yeah, it's 59,000. It is good, but it's just too good for us at present. 110 horsepower. Can this have a front 3-button link? I think it can. I've had this, haven't I? Or is it the other one? Yes, it can. Yeah. I think that's the back attacher. Yeah, I don't know that. I'd leave the beacons off at the minute. And No, that's free. Can this have narrows? Because that is the deal breaker as well. Apologise for... Yeah, this is obviously going to take a while. It can. So that's not a deal breaker, especially on this one. We can put them on. I'm not going to. It just, you need to know that you've got that. Don't think it can have a front 3-point link, but I thought it could. It might be the other one that has. I'm sure. Weight fender. Yeah, it is. It's the weight fender. Auxiliary options. Right. Attacher. Oh no, it is the back. We've seen that. So if we were going to go for this, it would have to be front loader. We'd have to have an adapter on. That's not the end of the world. How heavy is it? 4.5 tons. Heavier than the little Zeta that I'm used to, I think. I think it's 3.4. So this has got a bit of an advantage on that, but it is twice as expensive. But then again, it is about 30 horsepower on top of what I'm used to with the little Zeta. And by the time you've paid for the 80 odd, it is another 15, it probably about 17,000. So we are close. So that's an option. These are put in, and I was hoping these would save my bacon, but then no, they're a little bit. Now you can stick these ones in, but I was looking at that. Yeah, it's a very low horsepower again. 120. Isn't this the very one that the AGM pack was designed for? Yeah, but that was seriously 83 horsepower. What? So its natural is 75 for 20 grand. If you stick maybe not that one. I've only just put these in. I know one of them by Eric Isaac and Agro Mods. One of them has got the front loader option. Definitely. That's it. The AGM actually has the proper AGM attacher. So we could, for the first time ever, actually have the proper AGM for the proper tractor that we've always wondered what it is. 75 horsepower for 19,500. Can it have narrows too? Because that's about on par with the... How much is the upgrade? Oh, yeah. But it's nice to know for in the future. Let's put it back to what it should be. How come we've got options on now? Oh, yeah, because we put the front loader on. That is right. So then, wheels. Oh, my life. Right, okay, let's try standards. Can we have narrows? Because that's the deal breaker. We can't have narrows on this map. We're scuppered. We can. Fantastic. And it's no extra. And they actually look quite nice. Right, okay. So for 9,500, we have an option. Speed. Oh, it's quite fast as well. Fantastic. I don't know how maneuverable it is, but I think we found a winner. I do. It's so important that you do this, otherwise you are totally scuppered. So do we lease to buy? And then yeah, I said we'd have to, let's lease it. How much does the weight options on this? Oh, quite a bit. Perhaps something to think of for the future. Leasing for 994. I've just got to see how maneuverable it is. Oh, does that matter? One other thing. So that's probably It's two-wheel drive. That's the difference, isn't it? Yeah. The other thing I thought of was the Valmit at the very end of here. The Ares is one I would have liked to go for, but it's a little bit pricey, as in our present circumstances. Yeah, this one again would have to be front. It's not got a front option the same. Has this got the ability to have narrows? I can't remember that it has. I think it has. Why are worn tyres costing us more? That's what I would like to know. Yes, it can have narrows. Yeah, so that would be 21,000. It's equally fast. In fact, it's faster. 80. Now, the beautiful thing about this is its engine costs you absolutely 1,000 more, sorry, yeah, for 150 horsepower. Now that's quite an advantage. Now I know the thing that we've got is not terribly hilly. That's the one thing I am going to say. Yeah, we will do that. How much is that? Now that is an awful lot cheaper. It is. Again, we're not going to do it now, but it's something to cabin. Yeah, they're all extras that we're going to go literally. Oh, we can have wheel weights as well. I think that's everything we need. It's a standard sort of attacher. So that's 22,000 for a 150 horsepower tractor. That is faster. And this one I know because I've actually I've had it before. Versus, let's have a look. So it's 22. That's not the only thing, but I'd just like to do a comparison where they're straight with each other. That one. It's the second one. And it's 75 horsepower. We know that we can have narrow, so we're not worried about that. And it was free. Front weight. 22. This is 19. Are we that worried about that? And the speed, 26. That's more the biggest thing I think is the 150 horsepower. For 3,000 extra, I think we're going to go with a Valmit that I know. It's just my choice early. Now that was a late comer where I thought, yeah, now this is also two-wheel drive rather than four. So I think we're going to go for the options that we just said, which is 150. And we will stick to the tyres that we're given to begin with, but we will go narrows and we will get extra like bits and bobs on. We do need a front loader attacher though. No, we do want the Hauer. Yeah, which is, 22,500. Water reservoirs, I don't know what that means. Do we change the colour? Let's have a bit of fun with this. Let's choose chrome, because I do so love this. I love red. It's black as well. So let's have a look. We also have to do the wheel weight colour to be the same for it to look. Oh, it's not the wheel weight, is it? It's the front loader standard. And also the rim colour. Or do we do that? Black. Oh, I think that's a bit special. Yeah, I could live with that for an entire Let's Play. 22,500 with a front loader. Of course, we're going to have to buy that because we need the attacher as well. That's what we're going with. Fantastic. Now then, we're going to need front loader attacher, and we are going to go with the AGM. It's very reasonable. Or do we get the Banderanti? And break with tradition. The only thing is you can't colour it. Aesthetics. Seriously, aesthetics. Now then we want the Hauer. And the main colour we want to do exactly the same as we did before. Well, similar, so that it matches. Yes. And we need a adapter in the miscellaneous to make this have a front 3-point link, because we need it. We can't not have that, really. Yeah, the adapter's not too... Oh, we will buy one of those. Oh, no, I'm not finished in there. So we're normal farming to begin with. So it's the main thing we've got to save some money for is we're going to whiz straight through to that. We're going to need a fertilizer spreader. It was further in than you thought. Or have I gone past it as I'm talking to it? No, there it is. And colour. Yeah, it's got to match, otherwise it'd be silly. Right, let's pop down to the shop and put that together. Yeah, it's obviously opened as well, so we've got 148,855. Bearing in mind, we are on our own. There is the only thing we've got that can save us, and we're not going to cheat. We're only going to go through the months if there's nothing to do, like as in, yeah, I mean, especially at the beginning. Now, we do need weights, otherwise it's just not going to work. Now, which weights? Now, I know what are the most reasonable, but can I afford my normal weights? I mean, the self-made weight is good, but you would normally have a pass-through. This is heavy enough, I think. I don't know, it's still light. Right, so it's got the equivalent of a back and a front 3-point link. And with the PSI of that, it is quite powerful. It's easy able to cope with lifting and all the rest of it. And it is a proper PTO with electrics and the PTO, so it's fully functioning with the added advantage that you can actually lift it up and down and put things at the height you desire, but also, which is also it's at the end, the Nemesis tube. Right, so we're going to need a fertilizer spreader. We will allow contracts, and probably, even though it's not the cheapest, I'm going to go with the one that has become my absolute favourite, because if it's superpower, we're going to go Voucher, which is highly specific and good at the minute. We are going to do a front box for this as well. I think so. I think it's going to be very useful. Yeah, we went past the MX. Yeah, the MX I think is probably the best because its weight's not too heavy. If anything, it'll let us get away with. I just wish you could colour it. Right, we're going to need some. We're going to need to lease a scanner. No good having a field if you're not going to scan the field. And we're going to lease, yes. Which means we need narrows. Yeah. Yeah, we've got to scan it before we do anything like anything else. So we can take something with us. Let's go. I love the sounds with this. It's beautiful. It really is a lovely mod. I did take it out for a while, but I think that was me rather than it. So then we want to customize, and we need to have our narrows, which can't remember. Oh, were they the ones? I don't think we're the ones we saw. I prefer the look of those. For 1,000. Yes. Fantastic. We can take something separate. We'll take the MX pack with us. Let's buy the thing of fertilizer and a thing of lime. So then the best value lime is, in my personal opinion, the multi-crop greenhouse pack 1. Do we need so much though? Do we need 8 tons? Is that the best value when you're trying to save money? This is my old favourite, which is back a little, which is, that's a standard lime, 2000 litre. Isn't that going to be, it is probably going to be enough with the super duper one that we've got. So, you know, for once, we're going to break with tradition. Pallets, you won't get a better value than our partner, the Lort. I personally think, do we need to get a fuel barrel straight away? I would say so. Do we? No, we will. It really is. You don't get much better value than that. And fertilizer. These are all necessities to get the most out of our field. Before we do anything else, please knock this down to euros so that everyone does not shout. And let's save the game of this so that if anything went wrong, we could get back to this point. Right, so, stick the fertilizer spreader with, oh, we can't do liming, can we? I always insist on realism. The sunflowers are really sort of quite late on, so we can't do that, but we will allow us to fertilise. It's a bit crashy. Not sure how this is going to cope with that on the front. Luckily it's not. Yeah, no, it can just about cope. I don't know if it can cope. I'm not going to use it like that. I'm only carrying. Now there are some good things on this map. One being, what's the easiest way to get to this? Yeah, there is actually that proper path, which is the end here. Yeah, there's some very cheap manure on the map, which is useful to know. I say the one thing is it's, yeah, not only have I got crop destruction, plus if you do grass fields on this, then watch out, because it does have that old ability of previous farming simulators that literally rips the grass to pieces if you don't have narrows. So let's move on now. I've got narrows on. We will stick that down here. Let's scan our field. Should be fine. Always have a bit of trepidation though, even with narrows on, when it's bigger than you think at this end. And then it narrows, tapers. Yeah, it does. It's not very worker friendly, but hey ho. It's a beautiful field, and it's still not flat, as you can all see. But it's definitely, well, I don't know that it is actually any flatter than the other one, but right. So then, let's have a look at whether my bet is that this farmer hasn't done any pHing. That's what I'm betting. Imagine, you may think I'd actually looked. I hadn't actually. Yeah, wow. So we're going to unfortunately take a hit because of the pH is going to be bad, and I do insist that we play this as realistically as you would in real life, that we are proper farmers doing things properly. Right, now then, is this going to be enough? Well, it is what it is. This super ability is more with lime than it is with fertilizer, so we're going to do the best we can. The other thing is that I did discover is it's best not to have something like the MX pack Or if it is that it's probably best with something like the Roya Tremi, which we may well invest in. I meant to actually buy that this time and I got sidetracked by what I normally do. But yeah, the Tremi, it's to fill up. Now the superpower of this liming is not the same. If you use the box that is filled, it goes to a normal rate. If you, however, use something like the Tremi to fill up the box, then obviously its superpower is engaged, and it will do it at the rate of the fertilizer spreader. So it's definitely worth doing it properly with just the fertilizer spreader and filling up with something like the Roy Tremi, even if it's a little bit faffy. It's the best way to do it. Really, this is all we can actually do. There's nothing else we can do than actually do this, because we can't line. Well, we could line, but I'm not going to allow it. I'm going to do it properly. Right, let's do this properly though. Any bits of clearing that corner that I've missed. Happy with that. I think there's a little bit down the other end, but we're talking a whisker. Yeah, we are. No, it is every single euro matters. We are literally. It's just we are against the world, and we've got 135,000 to our name. We've got Nara's room. Yeah. Fantastic. So then, let's send. Yeah, I don't want to waste the time.
Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And as always, as fellow shareholders on the farm, I always love to hear from you. And goodbye for now.